When it comes to legacy role-playing franchises, which are the ones you think of? Final Fantasy, Dragon Warrior, now called Dragon Quest, or even Ultima or Tales of, among others. Another great series that blinked away over time started about 25 years ago. The Shining series is a classic role-playing franchise, so let's take a look at its first entry, Shining in the Darkness. Well, a good place to start is the story. The game takes place in the Kingdom of Thornwood. Alright, well first off, Kingdom my ass, it's only 3 locations big. The castle, the labyrinth, and the town. Anyways, the story goes like this. The princess and your father go missing, and a sorcerer named Dark Soul has come to threaten the kingdom, and you are tasked with finding the Arms of Light, defeating Dark Soul, and finding the princess and your father. That's pretty much it. The story is pretty much all told in the beginning, and there's little bits and pieces sprinkled throughout to advance the story kind of, but there's really not much to it. It's kind of like the original Dragon Warrior game, where it's all told in the beginning, which is just to save the princess kind of thing. So let's just take a look at the gameplay, which is, I think, kind of more like the central feature of the game. The game is a dungeon crawler, and a pretty decent one at that. You were told what to do at the castle, so once you leave, you have to go and buy equipment. I like to kill enemies quickly, so let's get a strong sword, equip that, and let's head into the labyrinth. Once you get in there, you find it's in a first-person style, and the battles are turn-based. It begins with you just by yourself, but shortly into the game, you actually get 2 extra party members. In battle, you have 4 commands to perform. First is attack. Second is items, like herbs for healing, depoison for healing poison, and smelling salts for paralysis. Third is spells, which is completely useless in the beginning because you don't perform magic. Once you get your allies, then it makes more sense. Last is to run or escape battles. The game's exploration style is pretty decent, similar to Phantasy Star for the Master System, or A Bard's Tale for the NES, though obviously this one looks way better. I'll tell you this now, you will get lost once in a while, but after you play enough, you might start learning your surroundings. Once you get a sense of direction, you can travel deeper in the dungeon and, oh my god, a monster with an intro. Oh, this has gotta be a boss. This has gotta be a boss. Crap, yep, that's a boss. We gotta level grind, get stronger, and buy better equipment just so we can beat this guy. But once you beat the Kaiser Crab, you were able to find proof that the princess is in the labyrinth. So once you prove the princess is in there, you get 2 extra party members as well, Milo and Pyra, as well as the dwarf's key. That way you can travel into the doors that were previously locked. Just to get punished some more from the same guy. Level grind a little bit before facing this guy, because once you get to like level 4 or 5 and they can, not be smashed after one hit, you actually can level grind the Kaiser Crab, and it'll make the following portion of the game much easier. When you travel further into the dungeon, you really start to see how disoriented and lost you get, because though the graphics look good, they don't change a whole lot, so if you have the opportunity, draw yourself a map. You can use an item to pull up a map, or in time you also get a spell that can pull it up, but you don't want to burn all your magic points and your inventory spaces just for that. Though the labyrinth style doesn't change much, I do like the graphics. The scaling looks good, the rotation looks good. My favorite thing though is probably casting spells where the screen flashes, whether it be blue, yellow, or red for whichever spell you're casting at that moment. The music isn't too bad either. It can put you in the right mood of the setting of the game, but there isn't much variety, unfortunately. One strange thing I've noticed about the music is that it stays pretty consistent as far as volume, but for some strange reason when you go into the tavern, it just gets louder for no reason. It's kind of weird, but I'm not too sure if this happens in every version of the game or just the Wii download version. Alright, getting back to the game, the beginning portion wasn't too hard. After getting the Dwarf's Key, you have to go through 2 trials, which then open up more of the game. The first 2 underground portions aren't too difficult. The first one's right after the door, and the second one is right after that. The third one, though, was kinda hard to find. You need to get the Orb of Truth, and then the NPCs in the castle will tell you at least approximately where to go. It wasn't too cryptic, however they messed up on the direction. They told me I need to go northeast, so I kept going northeast and I wasn't finding the fake wall you need to use the Orb of Truth on. Turns out they got the direction wrong. It took me an hour before I finally caved in, looked online, and turns out you have to go just barely north of the entrance to the labyrinth to find where you need to go.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy Toledo! That was really scary! Holy crap! That's good effect! Oh gee whiz! Oh Jiminy Jillikers, that was horrifying.
Anyways, once you beat the wall monster, it opens up the labyrinth even more, but it gets pretty hard, pretty quick, and of course again, you get really lost. Eventually, I just got bored of the game though, unfortunately, because there's really no story advancement or character progression until pretty much near the end of the game. As stated before, that's something I really like in games, so the fact that this was missing kind of turned me off from this particular entry.
Anyways, that was the first Shining game. Not a bad game by any means, but I feel like there were things that really could have been improved upon. The series though went on to create a bunch of entries, and the company eventually transferred over and stopped making that game. They helped make a number of the Mario Sport games, and they also started making the Golden Sun series, which is one of my favorite role-playing games, especially the 2 on the Game Boy Advance. It's sad that we haven't seen a new entry in about 10 years, hence why it's kind of blipped away. If you want to try some of the earlier entries, I definitely recommend it. The series overall is very good. And if you'd like to wait to see what the other ones are about, I'll probably be talking about them in the future.
Thanks everyone for watching. Questions or comments, you can leave something below, or contact me via any of the information listed in the description. And for future videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next month for the next role-playing game, and in the meantime, I'll try to upload little mini videos while we're at it too. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.